Welcome back to SuicideFantasyFootball.com. We are talking about Week 9 wide receivers you should pick up and maybe sit on the bench or cut. And I got Jim, my first pickup, Antonio Brown. 13 targets he got last week. Without Hines Ward there, we thought it was going to be Emmanuel Sanders. It was Antonio Brown, and I think he's going to have more of that this week against a Ravens team that's going to be difficult to run against, but their cornerbacks aren't super impressive.
I don't mind him. If I got to pick up a guy, I'm probably picking up Laurent Robinson from the Cowboys.
Yeah.
They're going to throw the ball. They always throw the ball. Dez Bryant nor Miles Austin has looked great. Laurent Robinson's really been their
number one
contributing wide receiver. When he's with the Rams, he had a couple of those weeks. If you remember, he got hurt real early in one season. He looked like he was going to come on. He was going to be the guy. He got hurt, so he could be a breakout guy, kind of like Miles Austin was 3 years ago.
Yep.
And really earn his money there.
I like it. All right, I'll leave you this guy since you never want to say this guy. I like Jabbar Gaffney a little bit. I mean, listen,
both.
You don't like the other guy either? You don't like Early Doucette?
Nah.
He seems to be coming
It's your
around a
boy.
little bit.
Drop the ball in his hands.
Jabbar Gaffney is the number one receiver on a team that's going to be behind. This is strictly out of theory that someone besides Fred Davis has to catch the ball in Washington, and I think it really only can be Jabbar Gaffney. He's not going to be a starter, but if you need a guy to flex, he's going to be a guy who's going to catch 5 catches for 50 yards on average a week, and if you're in a PPR league and that's 10 points and he might find the end zone, it's worth picking him up and starting him as a flex.
What happened to the Armstrong kid in Washington?
He
came on pretty good last year. I mean, it was partly because Donovan McNabb could throw the deep ball.
Yeah, you're right about that.
And Grossman.
I thought you were just loving Donovan McNabb.
Nah, he could throw the deep ball.
No, you're right.
You know? I thought he was going to – I even had him on my fantasy team for a little bit last year. He did okay a couple of games.
No.
But not
Jabbar
this
Gaffney
year.
looks like the guy. The only guy that's worth a shot. And that's why I'm saying pick him up and maybe look at him as a flex.
Last but not least, maybe you go Early Doucette.
It's just because it's against the Rams, Jim.
You know, but Doucette dropped 2 balls right in the end zone. I was watching this week.
Yeah.
You know, right to him.
But that means they're looking at him in the end zone.
But ridiculous. So, you know.
All right, now, guys that we're talking about sitting, if Andre Johnson is back, Kevin Walter couldn't even be the guy when Andre Johnson was out. So sit him. Don't look to start him just because he went for 75 yards yesterday.
And a guy you and I talked about earlier on, you got to be looking at sitting Deshaun Jackson right now. If you have more reliable options, you know, he's too up and down to go against. The Bears aren't the greatest defense in the world, so, you know, I'm not saying sit him and play Early Doucette, but he's somebody
if you've got another option, I'm saying sit Deshaun.
I'd probably rather play Laurent Robinson than Deshaun Jackson this week.
I agree. And now a guy who I'm not even saying sit, I'm saying cut. Reggie Wayne is just non-existent. Cut him. You'll be happy week 12, week 13, whoever you pick up in his place, because Reggie Wayne's just not the guy.
It's Eric at SuicideFantasySports.com. Send him all your fantasy league requests so you can have him in your league so we can cut guys like Reggie Wayne next year.
Jim, I seem to believe that, again, another league that we're in separate from each other.
I
am beating
the
you.
league that I didn't even draft in.
I am beating you.
The league that I didn't draft in. But you auto-drafted me, and I had Dez Bryant, Miles Austin, and all on the same team. All these guys. I picked 3 quarterbacks and 2 defenses. Ridiculous.
But I am blowing everyone else away.
Yeah, you are doing well, except for Slutsky. But
still beating them.
Yep.
Beating everybody.
We'll see who wins Suicide Fantasy Football, the real test of who knows what's going on.
You're in the top 10. I'm at 13, so we will see. All right, so that's it. We'll come back to wrap it up with tight ends. Check out SuicideFantasyFootball.com. Hopefully you got in time to do the Second Chance One Crazy Fan League. If not, just sign up and play for shits and giggles. Check us out, Monday Night Fantasy Football Overload. And don't forget to follow us on Facebook. And then check us out on Twitter. We're SFFcom.